And then, do people ever have like issues with a cytotoxic cell? Like, what if you're not born with that?
If you weren't born with it, then your immune system would be very weak.
So what's the problem with people that have AIDS?
So the problem with AIDS,
It's
so
just
most
that-
viruses attack just regular tissue cells. We call in our military, our body's military, to fight, the cells, right? Or fight the viruses or bacteria, whatever. AIDS attacks helper T cells.
Oh, they're smart. Okay.
And so the problem with that is helper T cells have to activate everything. Without a helper T cell, you don't activate the third wall. Well, AIDS attacks helper T cells, so the third wall doesn't get activated the way it should. And so our military, we never bring in the special forces. We're using our ground troops. But once we get in over our head, we can never call in the special forces because that's what's under attack.
That's crazy. How, so like AIDS just recognizes a T cell?
Yeah, helper T cells.
Oh, it just triggers the helper T cells?
It only attacks helper T cells, yeah. So technically those are called CD4 T cells. And so the AIDS virus recognizes that CD4 antigen, really is what it is. It's a receptor, little ID tag. It recognizes that and binds to those specific cells.
That's crazy. That's really cool that you explained that to me. Because then I just knew that people die because of AIDS and it's bad.
Yeah, and so AIDS itself doesn't kill you. The thing that kills you is you get another random infection that most people never get because their immune system's strong enough. You die because your immune system's weak and some other bacteria, some other infection comes in, and now your body can't fight that one because it doesn't have.
Is that why? What about bleeding though? Like if they get a cut, is their clotting factor fine?
Yeah, that's usually not affected so
much.
We worry about AIDS blood because if you come in contact with that blood, that's how it's transmitted.
Can you get it from any bodily fluid?
Yes. I mean, usually like saliva though, not like saliva or tears usually, but more like blood or sexually transmitted.
Yeah.
Obviously, you knew that already, but.
That's crazy. And then the cytotoxic cells also fight cancer?
Yes, so cytotoxic, and they are the ones responsible for autoimmune disorders. Sometimes,
so what's wrong there?
For whatever reason, they get activated against our own tissues. For some reason, our body...
Without the virus there, they just feel like it?
Yeah, like rheumatoid arthritis. For some reason, our body says that its own cartilage is foreign.
Oh.
And so basically our natural killer cells and our cytotoxic T cells start attacking our own cartilage. And so
is it because your cells don't have a little tag anymore? Or they just...
For whatever reason, either they just don't recognize that tag or I don't know exactly why it happens. I don't know if, I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's people that know more than I do about it, but I don't know how much we really know exactly why it happens.
And then the transplant rejections is like when you get a heart transplant or something?
Yeah, so if you think about blood typing, right? Anything that was different, our body rejected.
Yeah.
And blood only has at the very most 3 different antigens on it. A, B, and RH. Organs have hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of different antigens.
Oh, wow.
And so there's just no way to find a perfect match. The only way you find a perfect match is if you take your own organ, which obviously that doesn't work.
Yeah, when they're trying to...
Even identical twins will have different organs. They might be very close, but there's still differences.
And you can't, they don't know how to like, so there literally isn't?
There is no perfect match. So what they do is they find the closest match that they can. It has to be, within a certain range, otherwise it just won't work. The body will absolutely reject it. So like when President Clark got a kidney transplant.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. But he didn't come to devotional for like 6 months.
Wow.
Wouldn't shake anybody's hand for like a year. Because when you do that, you get the transplant, but they put you on immunosuppressant drugs, so they suppress your immune system way down, so your body doesn't attack that organ.
until it's been in there long enough.
Yeah, I mean, they basically turn your immune system almost totally off so that you have.
Oh, so that's really dangerous.
So,
like,
yeah, so I mean, you're not allowed to leave home for weeks or months, you know, because you really have to be careful about everything because you just don't have any way to fight it off.
So what if you do get sick? And then
You're in trouble.
It's like,
You're
it would be like
hospital.
having AIDS pretty much.
Kind of, yeah. So you'd be hospitalized. They'd have to take you off the immunosuppressant drugs most likely,
Yeah.
which means you'd probably lose the organ.
So the immunosuppressant drug is doing something to the helper T cells?
It's gonna deactivate almost all of the immune system. I mean, second and third wall. First wall is just
wow,
intact.
really? Even the second?
But it's gonna affect the second and third wall.
Oh, okay.
So the idea though is that after a while, after time, your body starts to recognize, hopefully, hey, this organ, we've had it for a long time, it hasn't done anything to us yet, maybe it's not all that bad. And hopefully your body recognizes that. And it seems to be a little bit case by case. Some bodies just don't seem to ever get that picture, and so they just keep attacking it. Others tend to pick up on it and realize it's not bad.
Is it harder for people like my age if I were to get a transplant? Because, is my immune system better than an older person, you know?
It depends. I mean, in general, maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly how that would work, but. So anyway, there's a chance they'll be on some type of immunosuppressant drugs for maybe, very likely, their life. Just depends on how well their body accepts it.
That's crazy.
I mean, they're not going to be totally suppressed their
Yeah.
whole life, but maybe to a degree. It
But
just
when they
depends.
take them off the drug, it goes right back to normal?
Well, so the idea is hopefully they can take them off the drug and their body won't be attacking the organ anymore.
But the immune system, or their walls are just gonna be, they're gonna go back to strong
Yeah, they'll go back to normal
okay.
after that.
after the.
It's just a matter of, do we want it to be back to normal because is normal going to attack
Yeah.
the kidney that we received kind of thing?
I
So you
see.
kind of have to find it. It's a slow process of let's try to take you off the medication but make sure that your body's not attacking that organ.